You can divide statistics into two types. One is the descriptive statistics, the other one is inferential statistics. What is descriptive statistics? You know, when you look at uniform crime reports, it talks about part 1 crimes, and for each part 1 crimes you get the actual number, then you get percentage, then you get the percent change from previous year and all that information. So descriptive statistics, you are basically talking about, these are the ones. You are looking at number, percentage, mean, median, mode. These are all descriptive statistics. Compared to that, if you are drawing a sample like here from a population, then you are using statistical analysis on this sample, and then you are going to draw conclusive statements like inferences from your findings for this population. The kind of statistical techniques or analysis you have to use in order to do this, all these inferences, that is called inferential statistics. So that's where you start talking about cross-tabulation, chi-square, and you can be really sophisticated. You can go up to linear logistic regression or all kinds of stuff, discriminative analysis, all kinds of things. So we do have, so basic point is when you are looking at statistics, there are two types. One is descriptive, that includes all these things. The other one, we use them to draw inference from the sample for the population, and they are called inferential statistics. Okay, how so far, to what extent I have been successful to make you guys go to sleep?
A lot.
Ro, you don't sleep.
I know.
You don't sleep, so you don't come. I'm leaving you out. Okay. Anybody has any questions so far? That's the main issue, because I need to make sure that you are with me at the same time. You guys are fine? Okay, let's look at this second section here, measurement and scales of measurement. Variable. What is a variable? Anybody? If you are collecting data on, what am I doing with these chalks? If you are collecting data on education, is that a variable? Let's say you are collecting data on all 120 people. Each person's level of education, is that a variable? Yes. Okay. Why do we call it a variable? Anyway.
Because it varies?
Yes, absolutely. The answer is right in that word variable. It varies from one individual to the next individual. That's why we call it a variable. Same thing, age, it varies. anything you think about, education, employment status, marital status, everything varies from one individual to the other person. So that's why they are called variables. When you are looking at variables, if you look at page number 6, it talks about qualitative variables and quantitative variables. Wow, look at the examples. Qualitative variables. Qualitative variables, you are not using any number, just description. So what are the examples? It talks about like color of eyes. Talking about color of eyes, do you guys remember this guy? This individual? Ernest Houghton. Remember I know you guys know it. When you look at these biological theories of criminal behavior, we learned about Lombroso, then we had another person doing the same kind of study in England, Charles Goring. A similar kind of study was done by this person. He was a Harvard anthropologist, Ernest Houghton, and his was the outrageously weird one. He looked at over 30 some physical characteristics, and the reason I am talking about him is like color of eyes. That's why. He came up with this fabulous idea. If you have a light colored eye, then chances are you are biologically predetermined to be a criminal. Fantastic explanation, isn't it? So, and the worst part was he didn't have any proof. So that's why I referred to him. So anyway, so color of eyes, gender, or the make of automobiles, anything descriptive. When you are using a variable which is a descriptive variable, then it is called qualitative variable. On the other side, when you are using a variable where you are not using any description, you are using numbers like age, it's a number. Number of years of education, how many years of education you have, number. What else? How many years you have been working, number. How many years you have been married, number. When you are collecting information on your variables and you can have only numbers, no description, then those variables are called quantitative variables. We also have something called discrete variables. It's very simple. It means that when you are collecting discrete variables to begin with, they are quantitative variables. When you are collecting data on discrete variables, the reason they are called discrete is we are using whole numbers. Like you cannot use something like 22.5 or 24.5. You cannot use that. It has to be a whole number. Then on the other side, we have another variable, another kind of variable. It is called continuous variable. Continuous variable. What is continuous variable? That means these variables, they have a starting point and they start here and they keep on going and they stop at another point. So that will be a continuous variable. What will be a great example of continuous variable? Let's just talk about this population, 120 graduate students. What will be a good example of continuous variable? Think about it. It's a quantitative variable. That means we are talking about numbers. So they will start at some point, they will keep on going, they will stop at another point.